In this video, I'm going to show you how to create hosted pages within our Neuro API. So I'm logged into a blank Neuro account. The first thing you'll need to do is go to settings and set an API key. So there won't be anything in here. You'll click on generate and then click save down the bottom here. Once you've generated your API key, you'll use our API documentation. I've got this set up in Postman already. So my headers is just my bearer token and the application JSON root. And my body will just be the name of what I want my store to be called. And I'm posting it to this store's create endpoint from our API. So I'm going to call my store Neuro Video Demo. Click on send. That's now given me back a store name and a store ID. If I go into the API now, I've got my store name and my store ID. Your store ID becomes the thing that you use within the system now to create things for that store. A store in your world is your customer. So let's imagine you're a 3PL and you have 100 customers. Each one would maybe have its own store. You don't have to do that. Under each store, you can nest a channel. So you could, it's up to you how you do that. When you send the data to yourself, you can choose to pull out the channel IDs as well and make those databases where you know that the channel ID belongs to a certain customer. But the neatest way is to create a store for each customer that uses your application. Now we've done that, I want to create hosted page. So I'm going to click on create hosted page. All I have to do is send a call to this API endpoint, and I need to swap in my store ID. So I'm just going to grab my store ID either from your response that you've stored, or I can grab it from the GUI. So I'm just going to do that and click on send. This now gives me a link. This link lasts for an hour. And if you want to get the hosted page again, you just come back to here and you use your store ID to refresh the link. So if I pop the store ID here, and I can refresh the link, which then lasts for another hour. In reality, when you build this into your system, you will make a get hosted pages call every time someone clicks on your GUI. So let's say that you have a button called sales channels or marketplaces. When you hit that button, it will make this get hosted pages call, and you'll just send them to this page. So now I'm going to click on this page. I just hit control, and it's now going to open this. So what you're effectively seeing, if I go into my store here and edit, and then I want to add a channel, you get this. So let's say I want to add Shopify. I click on install, and I pop in all these details, and I click on connect and save, and off I go. It's exactly the same in hosted pages. You click on this, and it gives you a hosted pages view of the similar thing. But what you get is the form that's pre-built with all of these nice toggles and things ready to go for you. So it means you don't have to create any forms. You can use ours. You've got our default things here set. So everything that we think is default is ready to go. Once you install a channel, it'll appear in the list. So let's just, let's do one where I know we can just make it up. So let's say I'm going to call it WooCommerce. I'm going to call it www.test.com, and then CK12345, CS12345. I click on save and then go back. That now appears in my list. So I can edit this one, I can turn it on or off, and I can install it. You will see in here that you've got things like order polling, stock management. So you can choose whether to use stock management or not. If your system just needs to pull data in that's for channel orders and then fulfillments, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to turn on stock management. And within the system, if you go to hosted pages, there's a few things you can do. So the first thing you can do is play around with the colors, add logos, enable dark mode. You can use custom style sheets. And then you can also do complete customization of the inputs. So I could go and say, right, for Shopify, I want to go into here and I can add a new customization. So what I can say is, right, Do I want to show Shopify? Yes or no? And then new customization, select a channel, go to Shopify and select an input. So let's say it's stock management, and I can put a label, a placeholder. I can put in things like hints, error messages, etc. I can customize the experience. So the idea being that it's completely white labeled and your customer won't really see anything that you don't want them to see that's related to us. So I can play around with this. I can disable dark mode. And then if I relaunch my page, I've got this horrible red accent that I've just asked it for, and I've got this different coloring and no dark mode. That's how hosted pages works. This is how you make the application do the hosted page, how to create the store, how to create the hosted page, and how to launch it. Obviously, in terms of grabbing the orders and webhooking them to your system and making them marked as fulfilled, that's something completely separate. But this is just how to make hosted pages work and to give you a quick whistle-stop tour of what's possible with hosted pages. Thank you for watching.